As we briefly mentioned at the top of the broadcast, South Korea is set to announce its own tougher sanctions on North Korea tomorrow. That's Tuesday afternoon here in Seoul. The new measures following last week's decision by the UN Security Council to slap unprecedented sanctions on the North are expected to ramp up even more pressure on the reclusive state. Our Connie Kim has the latest in a series of global efforts to pressure Pyongyang to end its nuclear program.
South Korea's separate set of unilateral sanctions on North Korea are expected to increase pressure on Pyongyang. When the Prime Minister's office releases the sanctions on Tuesday afternoon, Seoul is expected to ban all ships that have traveled through North Korea. Once implemented, the measures imposed by Seoul will be tougher than those following the North's torpedoing of the warship Cheonan in 2010. There is also speculation that the sanctions will include suspension of the joint railway project, dubbed the Najin-Hasan Logistics Project, involving the two Koreas and Russia. The project aimed to transport Russian coal to South Korea via North Korea, a symbol of trilateral cooperation and a pivotal part of President Park Geun-hye's Eurasia Initiative.
In regards to supporting the Najin-Hasan project, Seoul is reviewing the purpose, content, and how the sanctions are being implemented along with various situations in the international community.
Individuals expected to be blacklisted include Kim Yo-jong, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un's sister, and also the head of the North Secretary Office, which funneled 70% of the wages from the inter-Korean Kaesong Industrial Park to weapons development. The Kaesong complex was closed by Seoul last month in response to Pyongyang's nuclear and long-range missile tests. The imminent sanctions come on the heels of new UN sanctions, the strongest imposed on North Korea in more than 2 decades.
If we lay out additional unilateral sanctions on North Korea, it will encourage UN member nations to follow suit. Being a major contributor to the strongest sanctions against Pyongyang, we will garner support from the international community.
Although experts say backlash from North Korea is expected after Seoul announces its new set of sanctions against Pyongyang on Tuesday, there is also hope that measures will force the reclusive regime to make long-term changes. Connie Kim, Arirang News.